Hello, Edison Intermediate Violin class. Welcome to today's lesson. I hope you had a wonderful spring break. We're going to start off with an A major scale like we usually do. Let's do Mississippi Stop Stop. We're going to do whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and even eighth notes. Let's see, here's your introduction. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Half notes, here we go. Quarter notes, here we go. Can we do eighth notes? All right, there's your scale for you. If you can't do the eighth notes, don't worry about it. We're just doing them in case you want to try it. Cool. Alright guys, so I just want to go over some note reading stuff. I know we haven't done very much note reading, we've been doing everything by ear, but since we've been playing this scale with all the different note values, I wanted to show you what they look like. So I don't know if you've seen these before, but I'm going to put them up here. So we start with, can you tell me what this is? If you don't know, that's okay. I'm going to tell you. It is a whole note. So we start our scale with whole notes. Well, we start with Mississippi Stop Stop, and then we go to whole notes, right? Those are the long bows. And then the second time we play it, we go to half notes. So we have whole note, half note. It's called a half note because it's worth half of a whole note, right? So the whole note gets 4 beats. I'm going to put that down here. 4 beats. And then the half note here gets half of that. So what's half of 4? 2, right? Half note gets 2 beats. And then we go into quarter notes, right? It's called a quarter note because it gets a quarter of the value of a whole note. So what's a quarter of 4? 1/4 of 4 is 1, right? So a quarter note gets 1 beat. And then we have, what's this one? It is an eighth note because it gets eighth of a whole note. It also gets half of a quarter note. So half of a quarter is an eighth, which is why it's called an eighth note. Not sure if you guys are doing fractions yet, but this is all math. So right now a quarter note gets half of a beat. So I'm going to put half there. All right, take a look at this. See if you can memorize that we have the whole note, 4 beats. Half note, 2 beats. Quarter note, 1 beat. Eighth note, half of a beat. So you might be saying, well, Miss Sophia, where's the 3? What gets 3 beats? That's a good question, Ben and Shelby. I'm going to tell you right now. So say you need a note that is 3 beats in between 4 and 2. We're going to draw a half note because a half note is 2 beats, right? Just a circle, open circle with a stem. And then we're going to add a little dot next to it. So this dot means this dot is worth half of a half note. So the dot is worth a quarter note. So you're adding 2 and 1 to get 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. Does that make sense? Yes? No? If not, we will go back and learn it later. The most important things right here are the whole note, half note, quarter note, and eighth note. And I might even give you a little pop quiz next time. See if you can tell me how many beats are in each one. Or maybe I'll make you draw them. So let's go over how to draw them. Whole note, you just want a circle. Open circle. Open circle like that. That's all. That's all a whole note is. And then the half note, you just have the circle that you just did. You just put a little stem to the right of it. Just put a little stem right there. That's what it's called, a stem. It's like a stick or like a line. And then a quarter note, you're going to do the circle that you did before, but then you're going to color it all in. So it's all black. And then you're going to put a stem on that one too. The eighth note is a little trickier. It looks like a quarter note, but it's got this little tail on it. You see the tail? In order to draw the tail, you just want to like kind of make a little, almost like a 2 or like a backwards S. And then that connects to the line, and then here's, that doesn't look too great, but but if you work on it, it'll look like that. All right. And then we're going to go over rests next. So these are notes, but what we have next is the rest. So say you have a line here. This line represents one line on the staff, the middle line of the staff. So a whole note, a whole rest is going to look like this. You're going to color it in. It's going to look like an upside down hat. You see that? So you want it upside down so that the bunny, say you have a bunny, I'm going to draw a little bunny, can come out of the hat. So the whole bunny can come out of the hat. I know this doesn't look like a great bunny, but I'm doing my best here. The whole bunny comes out of the hat, which is why it's called a whole rest. All right, and then we have the half rest. So the half rest, it's a little tricky because it looks just like a whole rest, but instead of the hat being upside down, the hat's going to be right side up. So instead of the whole bunny coming out of the hat, only half of the bunny's head can come out of the hat. So here's the bunny. Bunny's wearing the hat. See that? But only half of his head is in the hat. So it's a half rest. But when the whole bunny can come out of the hat, it's a whole rest, right? Quarter rests are going to look like a squiggly line. So I'm going to show you how to draw that squiggly line right now. You're going to go Z, C. You see that? It's like drawing a little Z, here it is, with a C below it. So I'm going to show you. Just like that. That's a quarter rest. I know it looks funky. It's like a little squiggly line. If you just want to draw a squiggly line, that's fine. Everyone will know what it means. There, quarter rest. And then we have eighth rest here, which looks kind of like a 7. Just like that. So I'm not going to test you on the rest yet because those are really hard. But if you want to look at the values of the notes here, the whole note, half note, quarter note, and eighth note. I will probably quiz you on that next week. So let's take a look at those and we'll get back to you next week. And if you need to review the lesson on those, just rewind the video just like you can as usual. Cool. All right, now I want us to quickly go over Go Tell Aunt Rhody, and I just want us to play it together a couple times. So starting from the beginning where we have a C sharp, listen first, and I'm just going to play the beginning to get it in your head, and then we're going to play it together. Okay? All right, let's play that together now, all together. I'll play a little slower. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll move on to the B part. Ready? Here's the A part. 1, 2, with me. Here we go. All right, good. Let's move on to the B part now. Listen first, and then you can play with me. But first we're going to listen. Ready? Let's try that together. Ready? 1, 2, little slower. Here we go. Good. And let's do it again. 1, 2, B part. Here we go. Good, and if you need to do that again, don't worry, you can just rewind, do it again as many times as you need to. And then the last part is just the A part again. So listen first, and then we'll play together. One, two, with me, here we go. All right, let's see if we can play the whole thing together, all together. So I'm gonna play, but you're gonna play with me, the whole tune. And if you wanna play it by yourself, just pause the video, play it by yourself, try to figure out the transitions, where the notes are going, and then once you're ready, you can come back and play it with me again. So, from the beginning, whole thing, let's go. 1, 2, here we go. if you could play that whole thing with me, then congratulations, you're awesome. Couldn't play that whole thing with me, that's okay, you're still awesome. Just go back to previous videos where we worked on each of those sections and see if you can get it up to speed. I know I'm working with Shelby in a couple minutes now, so that'll be awesome, and we will work on just getting the whole thing put together, and then we can move on to a new tune. That'd be so fun. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. That's it for this video. Practice your scales and practice your intonation. Make sure your fingers are going on the tapes. And practice Go Talent Roadie, and then we'll move on to May Song.